Hello, Ivan. Hello, Sahar. Welcome to your English lesson. If you can hear me, students, please raise your hands. And Alsu and Gulnaz, please raise your hands if you can hear me. Alsu and Christian and Kentaro, if you can hear me, please raise your hands. Alsu, Christian, and Kentaro. Excellent. Thank you very much. Okay, so my name is Erin. I am from Cape Town in South Africa, and today we're doing a very interesting topic. We're doing comparing men and women. So I'm very excited to hear interesting comments and answers. So, Christian, would you like to introduce yourself, please?
Yes, good morning. My job is in a logistic society as consultant. My hobbies, I like to run, reading, trips. So I am happy to discuss with you and wish you a good day. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Gulnaz, please introduce yourself, Gulnaz. Okay, very interesting. So, your native language, what was it called? Could you type it in the chat bar for me? Christian, please turn off your microphone, Christian. Christian, please turn off your microphone. Thank you very much. Okay, Gulnaz, your native language. Could you type it out in the chat box for me? What is the name of your native language? I didn't know how to pronounce it. So I just want to see, I want to read it. Tatar. Is that correct? Is my pronunciation correct? Tatar?
We say Tatar language.
Oh, Tata. Okay, interesting. Thank you very much, Gulnaz. Ivan, welcome. Please introduce yourself, Ivan.
Hello, my name is Ivan. I'm from Russia too. I'm trying to get on with my English here in English Town. My main goal is to break ice in myself, to start to speak English finally. Maybe it will be someday. It's not easy to me, but very funny, enjoyable. That's my meet and greet speech. Thanks. That's all.
Okay, thank you very much. Yes, English is not an easy language. It's a simple language at times, but it's also very complicated if you get deeper into the English. Okay, such as certain grammar and certain words, because we know that some words are the same, but they mean different things. So it can be quite an complicated language. But nonetheless, I'm glad that you are here and that you are very dedicated in learning. So well done. Kentaro, please introduce yourself, Kentaro.
Hi, this is Kentaro from Japan. Nice to meet you.
Thank you very much. Short and sweet. Thank you, Kentaro. Sahar, please introduce yourself. Thank you very much, Sahar. Svetlana, please introduce yourself.
Okay, hello teacher, hello everyone. My name is Svetlana. I'm from Russia. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, Svetlana. And lastly, Young Tao. Please introduce yourself, Young Tao.
My name is Xiong Yong Tao and I'm from China. It's good to see you guys. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Excellent. So, you have all introduced yourself. Well done. It's very lovely to have you all here. Let's get started. Comparing men and women. Why are men and women so different? So, this is going to be quite interesting. I'm going to enjoy hearing women answers and men's answers. So tell me, in your opinion, what makes us let me rather say what makes women different to men. Okay, instead of saying what makes us different to men, let me rather say what makes women different to men. So they've always said men come from Mars and women come from Venus because we are so emotional. Perhaps you would like to answer on that aspect. What makes women different to men? Raise your hand to answer. Lovely. Kentaro, go ahead.
Just what God knows. I don't know.
Okay, Svetlana?
Okay. Comparing men and women is too difficult for me and even wrong. We are two distinct beings physically and psychologically and spiritually, of course. And this is the one of the reasons why women tend to have more patience and more loving and caring than men. Thank you.
Okay, very, very good. So emotionally, we are much more emotionally attached, whereas men are emotionally detached. Okay, that's a very good example. My partner and I usually have a lot of quarrels. So I'm sure you know a quarrel means little arguments, okay? Not big arguments, but we tend to have some quarrels over the fact that I'm always seeking for some attention or emotional bondage, but he's never giving that exact emotions to me because he always says that that's just not how he is. Okay, so that's a very good point of view. Thank you. Good. Who would like to go next? Yes, Young Tao.
In my opinion, I think the men sometimes will be adventurous and got more ambitions than the woman, but in the other hand, the woman will, when they doing their job, they will more careful than the men. So I think it's some kinds of the social classification. I think it's very useful for our society. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. Okay, so remember we say they will be more careful. So yes, usually men are more daring. Women seem to be a bit more cautious about how they go about certain things. But I think on the point of aspirations you mentioned earlier when you began the sentence, I think that there's a hard understanding. I think it's difficult for men sometimes to understand that women are equal to men. I think that aspirations, women can achieve the exact same as a man, even more if she wanted to. I think women are very dedicated and very, very hardworking, especially women that want to equalize themselves out to men. So especially women in business worlds, there's a lot of competition between men and women. Women usually having a harder time in the business world to achieve the same as their men counterparts. So I think that in that certain respect, women are very hardworking. I once read an article on that, and a businesswoman was saying that she thought it was very unfair, and that it was very difficult for her to achieve what she wanted because of stereotypes and men trying to control the business world. So this, as I said, is a very interesting topic. It can also become a very touchy topic. You know, women get very sensitive very quickly. So this could be quite a debateful topic. So let's now hear from Gulnaz. Okay, very good. Thank you so much. Sahar, go ahead. Okay, very good. Thank you, Sahar. And another thing that they say is that women have a higher pain threshold than men. So women can withstand pain, or they can withstand pain better than men, because they say a woman gives birth to a baby. A man would never be able to withstand pain like that. So if any of you have kids, I'm sure you are aware of what that's like. I have a 4-year-old daughter, and I'm really a tiny girl. I'm not big built. I'm very tiny, very petite. And oh my gosh, it was hell giving birth. It was really painful. But I never cried. Because there's no time to cry, and my partner was just in shock when he saw it, so he had to leave the room. So I think that that saying that a men's pain a man's threshold for pain is much lower than a woman because he cannot give birth to a baby. Okay, so I don't mean to offend any of the men in class today. It's just I'm not sure if that's true, but it's just it's a lot of things that women joke about. When when men think they're sometimes better than us women, we always like to remind them that look, buddy, you're not going to be able to do this one thing. Okay, so I don't know if you might be better at your work, but there are certain things that you just can't do. So very good. Shall we move on? Let's move on. What personality traits do men stereotypically have? And what traits do women have? So we are all bound to certain stereotypes. As we see in the picture, the woman is always seen as the person who should clean, whereas the man is always seen as the breadwinner. In the modern world today, it's not necessarily the case. So tell me, what personality traits do men stereotypically have? And what do women have? Raise your hand to answer, please. Okay, students, is there anyone else who would like to add? So, stereotype. Do you know what the word stereotype means? So, if something is a stereotype, okay, it's a belief or an idea of what a particular type of person or thing is like. So stereotypes are often unfair or untrue. Okay, to say a woman's places in the kitchen is an unfair stereotype. Okay, for me, I think personally it's an unfair stereotype because it's not where I want to spend my life. Okay, but sometimes they say that that is where a woman's place is in the kitchen. So that is an unfair stereotype. Sahar, go ahead. Okay, good. Yes, thank you very much. So we could say they care about hygiene. They care to have a clean home. Okay? So that's very important. My mother also always raised me to be tidy. Okay, to always be neat. So very good. Christian, go ahead, Christian.
Yes, people tell that female are weakness that male, but more women are skillful that male also, and women are more receptive about human beings that male, and so men are stronger and aggressive in the ideas of people. Do you think?
Yes, yes, Christian. Very good. I agree with you on that. I think because due to a woman's emotion, they can easily give their affection or give what's necessary in an environment where that is needed, whereas the man is the protector. Okay, the man must protect the woman. He's the strong one. That is why he's important for the household. Okay, he shouldn't allow intruders in to hurt his family. Or he has his own roles to play. Every man has his own role to play in his society and in his home and in his life. Okay. Because when a woman breaks down because she's going through PMS, okay, that time of a woman's month, when she's breaking down and crying, he's there to console her, to make her feel better, okay? So they work together like opposites, but we need each other to coincide. So it's very important that we never bring down the one. So a woman should never bring down a man, and a man should never bring down a woman. So it's always very difficult to find that balance, because sometimes there's just, one wants to be better than the other kind of a thing, because of the way people were raised as well, which plays a very important role of how a woman sees a man and how a man sees a woman. For example, I was raised, my mother and my father divorced when I was young. So I was raised just with my mother, who was totally independent. And I always said that I was never going to get married because I never needed a man to support me. But when I met my partner and I had my daughter and everything was perfect, I realized that you can't go through your life without someone to share it, because it becomes very lonely. So you see, we need each other in certain things, but we all have different ways of doing things. So Kentaro, go ahead, Kentaro.
Yeah, you told us women are very patient to stand the pain. Yeah, I accept your ideas. Yeah, that's the reason the men have to pretend to be very strong, yeah, because men are not so patient. Men cannot stand pain. Okay. And men have to avoid the pain to pretend men are very strong, yeah. Okay. Don't misunderstand men. Okay. Men are always pretending.
No. Okay, that was a very good answer. Thank you so much, Kentaro. Well done. Okay, let's move on, students. We're getting lost in our conversations. Let's move on. Did you name any of these personality traits? Which are typically male traits and which are female traits? So, decisive. Okay, decisive can make choices easily. Curious. Self-sacrificing. Okay, so giving up things. Let's say, for example, you really wanted to go to the shopping mall, but your husband asked you to please help help do something in the house at that specific time. And because it's important to your husband, you give up your shopping that you looked forward to for so long. Okay, so you're self-sacrificing. Positive, sympathetic, and assertive, which are usually women traits and which are usually male traits. Raise your hand and tell me in your opinion, please. Thank you very much, Sahar. Okay, excellent. Thank you, Christian.
Yes, I think your ID is near for female and male because so for female she is curious exactly but self-sacrificing female and male I think all, both have the same attitude. Also for positive, I think it's for female and male. Sympathetic, I think it's for female. And decisive is also female and male. It's very difficult to separate this personality. Do you think?
Okay, very good. Thank you, Christian. Kentaro.
Comparing the traits between men and women, yeah. Self-sacrificing, positive, and sympathetic, the traits of women, I think. And the others like decisive, curious, assertive are the traits of men. Because as I told you, women are very tolerant and generous, okay? Women already knew the life is not so easy to spend, okay? But men are always pretending, yeah, life is very easy to spend, okay? And then they have to be very decisive, assertive. Okay, you know what I mean. Thank you.
Okay, yes, well done. Thank you, Kentaro. Ivan, please go ahead, Ivan.
Something's wrong with my microphone. Sorry. I'm trying. I'm not sure about my. We can see on the question. Very complicated. In this case, all the traits we could attribute to any for girl, woman, sorry, for boy or girl, it doesn't matter. But if you would, if you would to see just simple stereotypically, we could attribute decisive for a boy, curious for a girl, self-sacrificing for girl, positive. I'm attributing to boy. I think sympathetic for a girl, assertive for a girl. That's all.
Okay, thank you very much, Ivan. Good. So, what are the opposites of these traits? Do you know what the opposites of these traits are? Okay, so the opposite of decisive. Who can tell me? Decisive. Yes, Sahar. Okay, good. Yes, it is indeed. Indecisive. Good, Sahar. And then Svetlana, the opposite of positive, Svetlana.
Okay, teacher. The opposite of the trait positive is negative.
Very good, Svetlana. Negative is correct. Well done. Who can do the next one? Curious. Curious. The opposite of curious, wanting to know what's going on all the time. Yes, Svetlana.
Okay, if I'm not mistaken, it's apathetic.
Okay, very good. Apathetic. Well done. Good. Sympathetic. Who can tell me the opposite of sympathetic? Does anyone know? Sympathetic. Okay, to be kind and regard other people's feelings. Sahar, the opposite of that? Very good. Yes, selfish. Selfish, or we could also say unsympathetic. Very good. Unsympathetic. Good. Self-sacrificing. The opposite of self-sacrificing. Yes, Gulnaz. Okay, Christian.
I think we can tell he's a selfish person. Do you know? Do you think?
Yes, we could say he's selfish, or we could even say selfish, or a better word would be egocentric. Okay? So the word egocentric. Egocentric, for those who don't know the meaning of the word egocentric, let's have a look at it. So it's thinking only about yourself and not about other people. Egocentric, is that correct? Yes, to think only of one's self. Okay. And the last one, assertive. Assertive. Who can tell me the meaning? Oh, sorry, the opposite. Forgive me, the opposite of assertive. Yes, Svetlana. Svetlana, are you there? Would you like to try? Shy. Okay, yes, someone who's shy, that's correct. That's a similar word. Shy. We could also say timid. Shy. Or we could say timid. Okay, so the word timid means not having courage or confidence. Okay, so excellent, students. This is really a wonderful class. I'm very, very impressed with your oral skills. You're all participating wonderfully. You are all confident students, and you're answering very, very well. So now we move on to your practice task. Fill in the following lists with some appropriate phrases. Okay, so expressing personal opinion, expressing disagreement, expressing agreement, and introducing an opposing point. Okay, so I would like you to give me phrases that we could use, such as when we are expressing our personal opinion, we could say, I'm convinced, or in my opinion. Okay, expressing personal opinion, or expressing disagreement. Do you really think so? Or we could say, I beg to differ. Expressing agreement, I couldn't agree more. Or we could say, I agree fully. Introducing an opposing point, I take your point, but. We could also say, I understand what you're saying, but in my opinion. Okay, so can you give phrases as I have just done for each of the lists? Please raise your hand. Okay, is there anyone that would like to try? Okay, you can just try. Please raise your hand. Excellent. We'll start with Svetlana.
Okay, if I want to express some personal opinion, I would say the following. If somebody asks me, I would, or if you ask me, I answer one.
Okay, like for example, if you are going to express agreement. If you were going to express agreement, Svetlana? Okay, good, Svetlana. Thank you. Sahar? Okay, excellent. Very good. Well done. So now we move on to our final task. Discuss the validity of gender stereotypes. Discuss the validity of gender stereotypes. Okay. Student A, tell student B your opinion on male-female stereotypes. And student B, tell student A if you agree or disagree. For example, if you ask me, I think male-female stereotypes are dead on. I would have to disagree with you. Women are just assertive as men, but in different contexts. Okay, so who would like to be student A? So remember, validity is validate. Okay, to prove if something is true or correct. So validity validity is validate. Validate. Okay, so that is to see if something is true or not. Okay, so who would like to be student A? Please raise your hand. Okay, so dead on. When something is dead on, that means that it's absolutely correct, that it's right. Dead. So if I'm spot on or I'm dead on, then it means that they got it correct. Okay, they got it right. So by saying that stereotypes are dead on, they're saying that society or the people who have made up the stereotypes are absolutely correct about that. Okay, so who would like to be student A? We have time for one group. Who would like to be student A and who would like to be student B? Okay, students, I would like you to volunteer. Otherwise, I'm going to have to end up choosing someone. Is there anyone? Okay, then we will have, let's see. How about Sahar? You will be student A. And I think I will have a man. Let's find a man. Is there any male that would like to volunteer? Who would like to be student B? Okay, how about Ivan? Okay, so Sahar, you will be student A, that's okay with you. And Ivan will be student B. Please continue. Let's see, this interesting dialogue.
Hi, Sahar. I'm right? I think you're absolutely right, and I absolutely agree with it. And I think personally that speaking about stereotypes in common, all this thinking, this kind of thinking is, I think, just rubbish. I'm against any stereotypes in any question. That's my opinion. Absolutely agree.
Okay, very good. Well done, both of you. Thank you so much. Okay, students, are there anyone with any questions? Anybody who would like to ask me any questions regarding the topic? Okay, it was indeed a lovely topic. It was very interesting. So also, Christian, Ivan, Kentaro, Sahar, Svetlana, and Young Tao. Also to Gulnaz. Thank you very much for attending this class. I hope that you enjoyed discussing the topic. I had a wonderful time teaching you. I think you are all exceptional English speakers, making very, very good progress, and you should be really proud of yourselves for coming this far in your English. So well done. So please remember, to grade me if you like my class. And also remember to keep yourself safe this weekend. Okay, I have released the slides. Okay, so you can have a look at them after the lesson. Thank you everyone, and bye-bye.